Good afternoon. Thank you, media, for coming, especially on short notice. Today we have very sad news to announce at Simpson College. Today you'll hear from two people. You'll hear from the Simpson College Board of Trustees Chair, Mr. Terry Hanley, and the Indianola Chief of Police, Brian Shore. And then you'll have an opportunity to follow up with some brief questions after they've given their remarks. So thank you for being here. Terry.
Thank you, Roger. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us on such short notice. We have some very sad news to share with all of you. This morning, President Jay Byers had missed some scheduled meetings here on campus, which was extremely unusual. Therefore, a wellness check was performed at the President's residence, Sigler House, shortly after noon. At that time, he was found deceased.
Terry, I'm sorry. You have to turn that mic off and start over. I apologize. They were giving feedback for him. So just, I can do that.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on short notice. We have some sad news to share with all of you. This morning, President Jay Byers had missed some scheduled meetings, which was extremely unusual. Therefore, a wellness check was performed at the President's residence, Sigler House. This occurred shortly after noon today. At that time, he was found deceased. This is stunning and devastating news to all of us here on campus. President Byers was an alumnus, having graduated in 1993, and he had been president of Simpson College since 2023. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to share our heartfelt condolences to the many people who knew and loved President Byers, including his family, his friends, and the Simpson family. In light of the information I've shared with you here today, all classes at Simpson will be canceled tomorrow, and grief counselors will be available for all of our students and staff. At this time, we are working closely with local officials as they investigate this matter. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Brian Shore, Indianola's Chief of Police.
Thank you, Terry. I want to start out by saying my heart breaks for the Simpson community, the Indianola community, President Byers' family, and his many, many friends. At this point, we do not believe a criminal act caused the death of President Byers. Because this is still an open investigation that takes time, I will have no further comment about the investigation. I'm going to turn it back to Terry.
Again, I want to thank you all for being here. As you can imagine, we are stunned and we are grieving. Next week, we will all come together and share additional details about how Simpson College moves forward together. As you probably realize, there's not a lot of information we can share at this time, but we are certainly happy to take your questions. Thank you.
When it comes to day-to-day management, who's going to be in time?
We have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. here on campus, and those discussions and decisions will be made at that time.
About what time did all of this start to unfold? When did you guys make the call for a welfare check, and then what time did police arrive? You can walk us through that.
I can tell you that I had a call scheduled with President Byers at 11:30 this morning, a Zoom call. He was unavailable for that Zoom call. That is extremely unusual. I asked staff to reach out to Jay, and a welfare check was done at Sigler House with cooperation of the Indianola Police Department.
What was the biggest impact Jay Byers had on Simpson?
Jay Byers had tremendous passion for Simpson College. Jay loved this place. He loved everyone associated with Simpson College. I was involved in the search for this position. We had a lot of wonderful candidates. Jay certainly rose above, and that passion, that love of Simpson is infectious, and that was a huge reason for Jay being chosen as president. His personality, his conviction, as I said, his passion for the people here on campus, for what Simpson College meant to him and the future of Simpson College, his experience as a student. It was his vision that current students and future students could have that same experience. It was all about setting our students up for success. So Jay put everyone else ahead of himself. He was here to serve Simpson College to the best of his ability. And I know he did that.
I know it's still very early on in the investigation, and I know you said that there aren't a lot of details you can share at this moment. Was Jay the only one in the residence at the time when you guys got there?
Yes.
And all day throughout?
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
And all day throughout? Even before you guys got there?
That I don't know.
What was the initial reaction from students and staff as the news began to come out?
Well, I can tell you that we are all in shock. This is not something that you expect. As I said, Jay was beloved here on campus. In the greater Des Moines community, he had influence not only on Simpson's campus, the city of Des Moines as the past CEO of Greater Des Moines Partnership, but Jay was also well known and beloved on a state level and federal level with his work in government. So Jay has had a tremendous amount of influence and impact during his career, and this will take some time, but we will take that time to grieve. We will take our time to recover, and then we will move forward. That's exactly what Jay would expect.
Any other questions?
Did Jay and his family live in the Sigler house, or did they live in a different residence?
Jay and his family remained in their residence in Des Moines. They were in the middle of completing a remodel of that residence, but Jay was looking to and had been using Sigler House as a point of focus for campus activities. Sigler House was very special to Jay, and so it was important for engagements related to Simpson College occurring there at at Sigler House. It meant a lot to him.